Well, hello everybody. So my energy is like really sky high right now. So if I happen to crack your screen with my energy, you've been forewarned because I am truly inspired right now. Not for any particular one reason, but I'm just in a moment of immense inspiration and my energy has been freaking high all week long. So I decided, let me just turn on my camera and just share where I'm at and a few points of inspiration with others that I am currently experiencing. So, and I might be a little bit all over the place because I'm just kind of randomly sharing points of inspiration here, right? When I sat down to create the pre-meditation video for the meditation that I talked about in the last video that came through in a moment of darkness, low vibration, right? Not the video that I put out on YouTube, but the pre-meditation video that I created to go along with that meditation. Some of you have seen it, those of you who have downloaded the meditation. When I created that video, those of you who watched that pre-meditation video that goes with the meditation, you'll see that many times during that video, I'm literally feeling energy moving through me, like so freaking high energy moving through me that at points it's taken my breath away. What was happening is I was reliving the powerful moment I had when that meditation came through and the stream of words came through in that meditation and what it did for me emotionally, what it did for me energetically. And so in creating the video for that meditation that I was inspired to share with you all, I re-experienced what I felt that day. And it was literally taking my breath away in moments as I was trying to describe to each of you that are downloading the meditation what about it was as powerful as it was for me to transmute those dense energies and lower vibrations and dense energies of lower emotions, not lower emotions, but denser emotions of fear and worry and anxiety and all of that, right? How it served to dissipate those energies in my being. So I'm sitting there creating that, right? And feeling this energy moving through me and moving through me. And then I got done recording it. And then I was editing it, right? Before I actually made it available. I was editing that pre-meditation 30-minute video that I did. And as I was editing it, re-experienced the same energy over again, okay? Why am I sharing this as a point of inspiration? 2 points of inspiration come with this, okay? Number one, I sat down, well, first of all, that energy, I have been swimming in it ever since I created that video, okay? Sometimes when you're creating something, it may be to help others, yes. And some of you who have downloaded it, it may have been of service to you, it may have helped you. That's cool, that's great. But sometimes we're inspired to create something and put it out into the world for what it would do to us. And we didn't anticipate what it would do. When that energy gripped me, okay, and then I edited the video and then I put it out there into the world, I just couldn't let go of that high energy that I was feeling. And the reminder of how my divine team kind of stepped in and helped me and gave me that meditation and how it moved me out of that place that I was and I was able to rise above. And it just creating that video, and I never even re-listened to the meditation before I put it out there. I've not listened to that meditation in 4 months, not even before I put it out, okay? I literally created the pre-meditation video with the memory of what I experienced, okay? And I've been swimming in that energy all freaking week long, okay? So that's one point. Sometimes you're creating for what it would do for you, not only what it would do for others. So that's my 1 point of inspiration that I'm just flying high in this week, okay? Second point of inspiration from that. I was sitting out on my deck, kind of having a conversation with my divine team about creating and the process of the creating and the activity of creating and then selling something, right, that you've created or giving it away, whatever. Y'all know me. I give away things. I give away 3-hour events for free and then some things I charge for. It doesn't matter. We're just playing with money here. It doesn't mean anything. But one of the points of inspiration that I've just been flying high and flowing in And this is a really great point of inspiration for those of you who are creating in a business model, and you're creating to sell things that you have beautifully and crazily inspired to create, and then you're selling it. Okay. I was sitting on my deck having this conversation with my divine team about this universe that we live in, where we exchange money for value, and how some of us get tripped up over that sometimes. And the point of clarity, and I will play this conversation with my divine team for some of you at some point. That's coming. Hang on. But I'll tell you what the conversation was with my divine team and what came through as I was sitting on my deck with regard to this. What they were sharing with me is that we came to create for the sheer pleasure of what it feels like to be in that creative flow, what it feels like to experience the activity of creating. What they were inviting me to do is separate the activity of selling something and making money from the experience of creating. Because the experience of creating is sourcing, I want to see what it feels like to be on a high and passionately put something out into the world and passionately create something that I feel really great about and I feel really good about. Source wants to experience that through us, which is completely separate. The conversation I was having with my divine team is that it's completely separate from the experience of financial abundance. And in our mind, sometimes we intertwine the two and we get all tangled up about what we're creating. Who's going to buy it? Is anybody going to like it? When they buy it, will they like it? Will they be happy with what they bought? How many people are going to buy? How much money should I charge for this? How much money will it make me? How much revenue will it bring in? We get all tangled up in that aspect of creating. When we're in the flow of creating, we're not thinking about any of that. We're just enjoying the creative juices flowing and the positive energy flowing through us and the divine inspiration that's flowing through us during that time. And what my divine team was saying to me as I was sitting there having this conversation, and that conversation was so freaking powerful. I've got to share it at some point. But they were saying the process of creating and the inspiration that is flowing is completely separate from how much money will I make with this, right? And they were saying, Allison, the experience of financial abundance has nothing to do with your creative flow. The experience of financial abundance that we experience is a match to who we are being vibrationally. What we're creating for the sheer pleasure of the process of creating. And then the thing that really inspired me in all of that, and there was more too, I'll share more of that another time. If you're on my email list, get ready. I'm getting ready to share a lot of conversations that I'm having with my divine team and literally hitting play and having you guys listen to the amazingness that I experience every single day of my life as I'm connecting with my divine team. But that's another story for another day. And as you can tell, my energy is freaking high. Like I said, if I crack your screen, I'm sorry. This is where I am right now. But that what they were reminding me of or raising my awareness to is when I get inspired to create something, don't be thinking about who's going to buy it, how much money it's going to make, and just don't be thinking about any of that. Just create for the sheer pleasure of creating. That's a point of inspiration for those of you who are creating in a business model. Create for the sheer pleasure. Source wanted to incarnate in your very being to feel what it would feel like to feel inspired, to feel like what it would feel like to create something and just feel good in the creative juices of creating that thing. Forget about the money. Forget about all of that in the process of creating. The money that you are attracting, whether it comes through the thing you're creating or through some other means, is a vibration. It is as a result of you being a vibrational match to financial abundance, which they were saying is that's separate from you creating for the sheer pleasure of creating while you're here on earth, right? Another point of inspiration. There was somebody on my last live stream, and I can't remember who you are, who said, I can't feel my passion anymore. I can't feel my inspiration anymore. And the first thing that I said to that person is, do not tell that story ever again. The story that you tell is I think my inspiration is coming back. I think I'm feeling in flow again. I think that flow that I felt before is returning. Tell that story and you will move into that experience. Secondly, on that point of losing your inspiration or losing your passion or whatever, that experience of creating that 30-minute video to go along with the meditation re-energized me, caused me to re-experience what I felt in that moment when that meditation came through me, and what I felt when I was actually listening and replaying the meditation, and what it did in my vibrational being, and how it transmuted those negative energies, is what we call them, right? Or the lower vibrations and the dense emotions that were at play, right? I re-experienced it. And even though I was not in a moment of low vibration during that time, and since, of course, it elevated my energy to rethink about it. So for the person who's thinking, my passion seems to have gone away, I don't feel inspired anymore, blah, blah, blah. First of all, do not ever say that again to anyone, to yourself. Never say that story ever again. But secondly, think about a time when you were inspired and relive it and watch how the inspiration returns. Just swim in the memory of a moment in time when you were so highly inspired as you were creating something, and your inspiration will surge back like you never experienced it before. Give that a shot. So that's another point of inspiration. Another point of inspiration in this experience for me is, as some of you were listening to the meditation and having conversations with some of you as well, even though through my journey through this lifetime, and certainly through my experience of being awakened and my awakening journey, which of course is ceaseless, right? I have amassed countless ways to elevate my vibration. Countless, okay? Many different ways to elevate my vibration. Yet still, in that moment where I felt a little bit of a struggle to get out of that lower vibe, to get out of that dense emotion that I was feeling at that time, even still, my divine team said, let's give her something else. Let's give her something else. Let's give her something else again. Point of inspiration here. Your divine team, the divine beings around you, their efforts, and I don't even want to use the word efforts because for them it's not effort. Their desire and their sending you what you're asking for is freaking ceaseless. It is ceaseless. I was thinking about that meditation and just in the flow of remembering what I felt when that meditation came through, and especially what I felt when I actually experienced it, right? And for those of you who are downloading that meditation, just past the breathing that it begins with, that first sentence that I uttered, if you did not get into alignment with that very first sentence that I uttered, re-listen to it again. Okay, so they're ceaseless in their attempts to get you to feel and experience the answers that you were asking for, the relief that you were asking for. Unfortunately, like before I received that meditation, there were other things that I was doing to elevate my vibe, right? And to remember who I truly am, right? But I could not, because my vibe was so low, I could not receive the words to that meditation at that time. It is quite possible that they were trying to send that to me during that time, but my vibe was too low. I couldn't receive it. Now, as I was climbing out, as I was on my way out of that lower vibe, right? They said, give her another one. Give her another thing to lift her vibe. And that meditation came through, right? And one of the things that I showed in that pre-meditation video is the reason I didn't need it anymore is that meditation became a part of who I am. And that's what's been happening in my experience now. Things that I am receiving that come in the form of a tool or maybe a process, they don't last very long for me anymore. Once I get it, it becomes a part of me, okay? And so that meditation that I received that was about 10 or 11 minutes long, I can run through that experience in 30 minutes, in 30 seconds now. Boom. I can use that same experience that I flowed through in those 10 minutes, and I can zap lower vibrations that are at play like that. But again, always take a look at what is playing out and what is here for before you try to eliminate it, right? I always say that. But now it's a part of my being. I don't have to sit down and hit play and listen to a meditation for 10 minutes now. That meditation that came through, I am it. It's a part of my being now. And in any given moment, I could run through that script energetically, whoop, and transmute dense energies that are at play in my being. So my point here, my point of inspiration here is this. Your divine beings, your divine team, the angels that are around you who agreed to come assist you in this lifetime, never stop sending you what you're asking for. But you cannot receive it unless you come out into a place where you can receive what they're sending, okay? I remembered also the last live stream that I did. Vicky in Hong Kong was on that live stream. Now, I was buzzing with energy to do that live stream like 4 days before. Why? I don't know. I was like, I want to have fun. I want to have fun. I want to get on camera and just have some fun, right? And I had nothing planned but to show up and have a good time, right? And there we were for 3 hours, right? Vicky in Hong Kong, who I would never have expected to be there. It was 2:30 a.m. or 3:30 a.m. her time, right? What she didn't know was her divine team, her divine beings are probably behind the scenes going, she can't hear us, because she came to the live stream and she goes, how do you get past this heaviness of loneliness and feeling alone? And what I was saying to her is, you can never be alone. It's not possible to be alone in this lifetime. And I don't know what else I said to her, but I can't remember it now. But she said on the live stream, I feel warmth now. She was feeling what her, and I just felt the energy of that, Vicky. Oh my God. She was feeling in that moment what her divine team had been trying to send to her all this time. She couldn't receive it because she wasn't in the place to receive it. So guess what they said? They goes, you know what? She can't hear us. Let's get Crazy Allison let's get Crazy Allison live. Send Crazy Allison. She gonna stay up till 3:30 to listen to Allison. She ain't listening to us. She can't hear us. Let's send Crazy Allison her way, right? Her divine team is making an attempt again through me to reach her with the message they were trying to reach her with, even without me, right? But she couldn't hear it through them for whatever reason. And it's okay, sometimes we can't hear. And so they used me to reach out to her. And she had a breakthrough at that time. She sent me an email later on going, I cannot begin to thank you for what you did for me on that live stream. And I was like, I don't know why I'm showing up. I don't know why I'm inspired to show up. So again, another example of how your divine team is ceaselessly trying to reach you with the answers. Constantly, here's what's going on in the unseen realm. They're like, she didn't get that one. Okay, what do we do now? Want to send her another one? Okay, yeah, let's send her another one. And they'll send you the answer again. Oh, she didn't get it. Okay, wait. Let's find another way to send her. She likes this kind of stuff. So let's have this YouTube video pop up in her experience. And it pops up and you're like, that was kind of sort of helpful, but I still feel kind of down. And they're like, okay, that kind of sort of helped. Okay, what do you guys think? Send this person her way, okay? Have one of Allison's videos pop up. They never stop. They are ceaselessly trying to send you what you're asking for. That's another point of inspiration. Am I done? I don't know. All these things have been flowing through me all freaking week long, okay? And I've been in a high, and I've been receiving what I'm supposed to be doing in the world, and more of that has been coming through. I woke up this morning and I was trying to decide, should I meditate or should I have a conversation with my divine team? And I felt that my divine team was trying to say something, and I pulled out my iPhone and I was having a conversation with them, and oh my God, what came through was just, listen, I cannot begin to tell you all how much daily one-on-one conversations with my divine team is freaking changing my life and freaking pulling me into levels of awareness and ascension and awakened states of being that I cannot even begin to share. But I will share because one of the things that they've been inviting me to do is to share those conversations. Hit play, Allison, share those conversations with other people, because it was powerful for you. It's going to be powerful for others as well. And I've been a little bit shy about that and saying to them, I don't know if I'm ready to share all this. And, yet I have this library of conversations, some of which I'll hit play and share, some of which I will read, some of which I'll tell you about without actually sharing the personal conversation. I don't know, but that's coming. If you're on my email list, you'll hear about that. But stay inspired. Stay inspired. If you feel not inspired, don't utter that to anyone. And feel your inspiration coming to you, because your divine team, everyone that's here with you, their attempts to elevate your vibe, to send you the answers that you have asked for, their attempts is ceaseless. It's ceaseless. Ceaseless. And if you just contemplate that for just a moment, just contemplate the ceaselessness of their attempts to reach you with the answer that you've been asking for. Just sit in contemplation of that for just a little bit. You'll be blown away. You'll be blown away. And I hope that some point of inspiration, I don't even remember how many points of inspiration that I just shared. I'll probably count them as I'm editing this video and make that the title of the video. But as I'm experiencing my own inspiration and what I'm feeling this week, I just had to turn on my camera and share it with the high energy that I'm feeling right now. Something that I've shared in this video is for somebody out there, and I don't know who it is, but if it's you, you're welcome. Stay inspired. Stay inspired. And that is it for this video. I'm supposed to be going to bed in about an hour, but I don't know if I can. I've been buzzing with high energy all freaking week long, and just in crazy levels of joy and excitement about life for no particular reason other than I am just so thrilled to be alive and to experience the things that I'm experiencing, and the ability to just turn on my camera like I'm doing right now and share it with each of you all over the world. No clue who you are, no clue where you are, no clue how this will reach you, no clue what impact this might have on you, but just to know that if I'm feeling inspired to create something, I am supposed to. Without any thought of what it's going to do, how many views it's going to get. This is just ridiculousness that we do on this planet. Just do it because you feel it. Do it because it feels good to do it. Do it because source energy is flowing through you. Do it because you are source energy manifested in human form. To experience inspiration, to experience the love for what you do so that it can impact the world. One of the things that I shared in that pre-meditation video is one of the reasons I'm putting it out there is because if I can have someone move out, be inspired, or use that meditation to move out of the dense energies that they're in and move into higher frequencies, right? Higher vibrational frequencies, then they're impacting everyone around them with their higher frequency, right? And the people they're impacted then impacts others, and it's this ripple effect throughout the entire planet. Okay? And when I do things like that, that comes to my mind is whoever is receiving this ripple effect throughout the entire planet, right? And it's just a beautiful place to be. This video that I'm creating, I don't know how it's going to hit you. I don't know who's going to receive it. Somebody's going to be positively impacted by that. And their receiving of the positive impact of this video then sends ripple effects throughout the entire planet. And that's ceaseless, you know? So just create. Whatever you're being inspired to create, even if it's a little tiny little thing, don't belittle it. If you are in the inspiration and you're feeling like creating something and you feel inspired to do something, just freaking do it. Don't question it. Don't second guess yourself. Don't ask what's going to happen after I do that. People going to like me. Forget all of that. Just do it for the sheer pleasure of doing it and let the universe take it wherever it needs to take it. And stay inspired. Stay inspired. For anyone who feels like your inspiration dried up or this happened and you can't find your inspiration anymore, or where's your passion? It's right there. If you stop talking about the lack of inspiration, if you stop talking about the lack of passion, it will come back. Shut up. Shut up. Find a way to re-experience some passionate moment in time. You don't have to ever be afraid of your passion dissipating. Just re-energize it by thinking of a time when you were inspired, thinking of a time when you created something and you were so excited about it and people loved it, or if people didn't even love it, but you loved it and you felt the inspiration, but it felt like all the energy that was flowing through you during that time. Just call it back into your experience. And trust me, your passion will return. Your inspiration will return. All right, I could keep going, but I need to stop. That is it for this video. I hope this has touched you and inspired you in some way with how many points of inspiration that I shared here. And I'm done. I'll be back in whatever is next in the next video. Bye, everybody.
Thanks everyone for joining me for this sizzling high energy video. And don't forget to take what resonates and discard what does not. Your inner being knows what's relevant for you. Trust that above anything I have shared in this video. If you'd like to chat with me privately, me and my divine beings, feel free to hang out with us over at AllisonPhillips.tv/connect. And for the meditation I mentioned, you can find that in the downloads area of my website. And that is it for this video. I will see you in the next one.